to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. Now, I'm not going to show the video here. The video will be up on IG, but I will have the mother's reaction to what it is that she stated to a lot of the people that came directly to her content in order to specifically tell her, um, about herself and how it is that they feel about the situation and the things that should take place. Matter of fact, we'll just look at that right now.
Y'all mad I'm dancing on my son, but for why? Like, it's not like I'm forcing him or none of that. Like, trust and believe.
So those are her words. Just so that, I don't want people thinking, oh, I'm trying to villainize her, I'm trying to villainize black women and all this. No, I'm trying to show people specifically the negative effects that are directly out here. And it goes back into a lot of the stuff that I kept talking about, that I kept having black women roll up here in the comment section trying to tell me off and trying to tell me, oh, you hate black women, all this. You're not understanding what is going on here. Because the main thing that you're going to focus on is like, oh, well, it's the men's fault. It's the men's fault. Where's the father? Where's this? Where's that? And all that. So you mean to tell me that the mother is the GM? She is the CEO. She is the president of this corporation. And your whole main thing that you're going to look at is you're going to look at somebody else. You're going to try to blame somebody else who is not there, who is not present, right? That's like if anything happens to you in life, you're going to sit up there and blame Jesus. Jesus is not here. Invisible. That's a person that is not physically here. So what type of sense does it make to try to sit up there and blame a man that does not exist? If she's obviously there with the kids, obviously the father's not in the picture. We don't know what happened to the father. We don't know if he's present. We don't know if he's in a coma. We don't know if he got hit by a drive-by. We don't know if that dude is 6 feet deep. We don't know if he's locked up. Because like I said, just listening to the way that she talks, and this is coming from a dude. I'm listening to how she talks. I can already tell off the jump what type of guys she deals with. So I'm not even worried about where the guys are because I already know those type of dudes. And those are the same type of dudes that other women will talk all this stuff about online, but they'll still sit up there and sleep with them and then complain about him and then still go back and still sleep with this dude. Like I said before, I keep trying to make a main line in one direction. And magically that line gets diverted. And the main thing that I've stated is this: my mother was a single parent. Never in life did she ever act like this. Did she ever talk like this? Did she ever do anything like this? Anything. And I'm just trying to figure out, how is it possible that every time these videos get shown, you don't really have a field of black women. You don't have an echo chamber of black women talking about, yo, this is wrong. This needs to stop. We need to do something about this. We need to start having talks. We need to start doing this. We need to start doing that. Because anytime I showcase videos and it's talking about specifically the negative things that black men are doing, oh, y'all will roll up. Y'all will start talking all this type of good stuff, talking about, oh, y'all, you black men this, you black men that, y'all need to start doing this and that. Y'all will start making up an itinerary of what it is that we should be doing. You'll bring up a list of everything that we've ever done wrong. And you will make sure to tell us that, yo, this is something that y'all need to get together and talk about. Y'all need to fix, da da da, all this other type of stuff. But yet, when it comes to stuff like this, it's still the man's fault. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me here. So there's no responsibility nowhere. And I'm not even going to put up the other video where she's yet again moving her behind. And there's another small one that is there. But that one, he's like, yo, he's pushing her to basically tell her to stop. Right? Even at very young ages, Children will sit up there and let you know like, yo, you out of whack. You need to stop. Like, yo, what are you doing? Right? And he was sitting up there pushing her. He was sitting up there telling her to stop. And then the caption under that video was basically stated, I'm paraphrasing, right? She was saying that, now yet again, I'm paraphrasing, because when I went back, I just went back to go look at her original TikTok that got flagged and deleted because everybody was like, yo, this is wrong, right? And then she made a whole nother TikTok, right? And basically paraphrasing, she was saying that she is her son's best kitty, like somewhere along those lines, right? And you can pretty much just put things into whatever slot you want to put that in, right? So this is one of the other clips that she just uploaded, I guess, as of today. So this is what it looks like. So she made another video and she's flashing money. Now, if you were to see the other videos that she had up there and how the house or whatever was looking, you will look at this a bit sideways. So now she's stating that, hey, instead of worrying about me dancing on my kids and all this other type of stuff, y'all need to be focused on money. See how that deflection works? See how that deflection works? This is what it looks like when you have women out there that are not raised with any type of responsibility or accountability. This is what that looks like. And this is some of the main things that a lot of men talk about because this is how a lot of things like this get bred, right? She was taught this by way of other women. She wasn't taught this by way of a man, right? Now, if this was a different circumstance and you was sitting up there looking at a young, black man doing this, yeah, you could sit up there and say, like, yeah, he learned this from his fathers, right? He learned this from his peers, from other male peers. You will be 100% correct. No problem. But in this instance, where do you hear women saying where she learned this from? All people are going to say, oh, the only reason that she's like that, well, she obviously didn't have a father in his life. He obviously didn't care. So, she learned it from that. The mother can only do, the best that she can sit up there and do. She probably struggling, working 19 jobs, trying to put food directly on the table. So, you can't expect her to, be directly there for the kids. Excuse me? What what are you talking about? This is when family comes in. My mom didn't leave me when she like went to work. She wasn't leaving me to have like the TV or whatever else it was to sit up there and raise me. Nah, our family was there, right? I had very awesome and positive influences amongst my family. That basically when my mom was, doing her stuff at either at work or she was going back to school, right? My family was there. It was feeding me, baths, taking me to school, all of that, right? It was that whole team effort. And it's like it's amazing to me that we are in a society when it deals with black women. Black women are technically some of the only ones that are like, I don't need nobody's help. I can do it all by myself. I can do bad by myself. That statement is completely fine if you are a single woman and you don't have anything else attached to you. You're right. You could do completely all bad by yourself. Go ahead. Go ahead and walk the walk that you want to walk. But you can't use that same type of language when there's kids involved because it's more than just you. Because if you want to jack up your life, you are more than free as a woman to jack up your life. But you don't have the right to sit up there and jack up the life of those kids. You don't have the right to sit up there and inflict trauma on those kids. Like I said, everybody want to talk about the negative stuff that black men are doing out here. What about this? What about how these kids are getting treated? What about what's happening to these young males that are in these households of these women that are quote unquote the single parent or they're both parents, they're the mother and the father? Because you'll have women out here saying, oh, I don't need a man. I don't need you to sit up and help me raise my kids. Because a lot of women will say that. It took two to sit up there, make them, but women will sit up there specifically let you know these are my kids. They are mine, right? See how that it's a possessive, it's a possession, it's an object. But these are the same individuals that tell you don't categorize them in that way. You don't have ownership, you don't have them. They're not an object, right? This is not something that you possess. But yet you could say this about children, that it took two types of DNA. It took two people to come together in order to make that one person. 50 of you, 50 of him coming together. Like I said before, man, this is the type of society that we living in. And this is why I set up and stated before that a lot of people shouldn't be allowed to have social media platforms. They just shouldn't, because they're going to continuously breed ignorance. And that's all this is, because young girls are going to sit up there and look at her TikTok and be like, I want to emulate her. I want to sit up there and be like her. They see her flashing money. They see her with her own place. They see her with kids. They see people sitting up there liking her videos and all. That's all they're going to clamor towards. That's all these young girls and these young women are going to clamor towards. They're going to clamor towards stuff like this in order to become that person, because they want to be in their shoes. They want to know what it feels like to have people basically like them and to come to them for advice and all this other type of stuff. Like, whatever, man. So if y'all come through here and y'all want to write the same exact comments that y'all been writing, y'all part of the problem. I've been trying to sit up there and let people know what the problem is, what the situation is, so that it can get fixed by the ones out there that have the willpower and that are intelligent enough to actually fix it. Like I said, if you just not in that line where you don't have the wherewithal, you don't have the willpower, you don't have the intelligence, the knowledge base to sit up there and do it, then just sit back. You don't even need to leave a comment. Realistically, this ain't even for you. Go over there in life and go pick some daisies or some flowers, or eat some ice cream or something. Like I said, this ain't for you. Because as a lot of people have stated, a lot of y'all just ain't gonna make it. A lot of y'all that want to complain about stuff but ain't ready to, or willing to sit up there and get your hands dirty and fix some stuff. Yo, a lot just ain't going to sit up there and make it, because a lot of people out here are not problem solvers. A lot of people out here ain't about trying to really fix something that needs to be fixed, trying to repair something that's broken. But whatever it is, I'll just continue being a problem.